that I know use herding dogs to bring their animals to them. Well, even though I have over 3,000 head of animals, goats and sheep combined, I don't have to have a herding dog. And now you're probably wondering why I don't need a herding dog. Well, I will show you if it works. Come on, mamas! Come on, come on, come on! Okay, they're coming. Come on, mamas! Come on! Come here, mamas! And that's what I like.
Alrighty guys, so we got Abby right here from Goat Farm Road. Y'all are familiar with Abby. We've done a video before. Was it like 2023, something like that?
2023, early 2024, something like that. It's been a little while.
Yeah, so Abby is doing some great things. Her and the whole Goat Farm Road team, they're doing some great things over here. We're at the landfill right now. What city are we in, Abby?
We are in Dry Branch, Georgia, in Twiggs County.
Oh, awesome. So we're here in Twiggs County. This is what, Central Georgia, close to Macon?
Yeah, Macon's just right up the road.
Yeah. All right, so Abby, tell us what we got going on here. We can see the goats in the background. They're grazing. Y'all can see them from the drone and everything.
Yeah, so of course everybody's not up here right now. They're on the other side of the hill. We got Nicole there. We have a butt-headed goat there, and we call her Annoying. There's a reason why her name is Annoying. So what we're doing now on our next big adventure is Grazing Waste Management Landfill here in Dry Branch, Georgia. Right now, we're just doing this as a temporary little home base for them. It's only about 12 acres. We still got truckloads coming in. We have a truck and 2 trailers that has just went back to Washington County, Johnson County to get some more brought in. So hopefully you guys will be able to see them when they come in and off the trailers. But they're going to be right here, they're going to graze, and it's going to be wonderful, not just for us because it's free food for the goats, but it's going to be amazing for waste management as well because they are going to do vegetation control. You can see how the grass is tall in these areas. The goats are going to eat it down and it's going to look pretty. Then we're going to go around and go to a retention pond where the grass is also tall and they're going to eat it. So it's actually going to benefit waste management and us too because they're going to eat it down. And this is going to look pretty and small like that hill right over there.
And so this is going to save a lot of money on your feed bill, isn't it?
Yes. And it's also going to save money for waste management too because they don't have to hire anybody to come and mow it.
Mow it, exactly. Yeah, so it's a win-win situation. And I know you had like previous experiences as far as like grazing on different things like solar and different things. Do you want to talk about that or?
Yeah, I don't mind talking about that. So of course, a lot of you viewers know that we were in Twiggs County about 2 years ago. We were solar grazing there. We are not solar grazing there no longer, which is sad. We can talk about that later. But we are also still solar grazing, not only waste management with the landfill, but we are solar grazing again. We have about 5 to 6 sites down in Waycross. And right here we'll be filming all that too for us so you guys can see the sheep going over there, getting off the trailers, going to the solar sites. And that's also beneficial too for the solar sites as well because the sheep help the panels from being shaded. It's cheaper on the solar companies because they don't have to pay so much money for the solar sites to get mowed. And also it's more environmental. And also when you bring animals in, it helps bring in a lot of wildlife too because the deer, the like little possums, raccoons, they like to follow these animals around because they know with these dogs here there's not going to be a lot of predators. These goats here, there's not, again because the dogs, these goats, they like to follow them around. And then of course we got some wood area here they're in, which will be their little shelter. But the goats will also help clear out the woods as we go around. And that will also help to bring in deer too because the deer will be able to have more paths to be able to come in.
Awesome. So Abby, can you tell us as far as like, I know you raise goats and sheep. What breeds do you raise? How many head do you have? How you've grown in the past few years? Because when I first met you, you had what, like 1,000, few hundred?
Yeah, I probably had about 500 to 1,000 head. And if you want the real answer on what we got, I will give you the real answer, or I can just lie about the answer.
Oh, you give us a ballpark. Give us a ballpark.
Well, the ballpark is going to be about 3,500 to 4,000 head now.
Man.
That is with goats and sheep together.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and we also got about, let's see, there's about 15 livestock guardian dogs as well.
Okay, and what breeds of livestock guardian dogs do you do?
There is, let's see, we got Bear Sorella, Snowball and Duchess, which is the Gray Pyrenees. That's just 4. So the other ones are nothing but Anatolian Shepherds, like what Texas is right here. And if you want to show the dogs, as you guys can see, the dogs are just nice and calm.
Yeah.
They're very nice and calm.
Gentle giants.
Yes.
Until they need to, you know, protect the animals.
Yes. Especially those Anatolians. They are very vicious. I know a lot of people are scared of the Anatolian breeds because they can be vicious. But they're, as you can see right there with Texas, and Texas never met you.
Right.
She is very nice
calm,
and calm. And that just shows that the Anatolians can be calm as well.
So what breeds of sheep and goat do you have currently?
So we got 3 different breeds of sheep. We have Katahdins, which is the white ones, but Katahdin, and a lot of people don't realize this, Katahdins can also be different colors.
Yes.
They can be white with spots.
Yep.
They can be just black and white. They can be red. They can be all black and have like a white tail or white socks or white face right there. So we got the Katahdins, so we got many, many colors of those. We got what's called the Barbados or the American Black Philly, whichever you like to call them. Everyone calls them different, which is the tan ones with the black underneath. Then we got the ones that are black Hawaiians, and those are the sheep that are fully black. Okay. And I know some people are like, well, didn't you just say you had Katahdins that were black too? Well, let's go back. Katahdins can be black and white. Yeah. Yes, you might have some Katahdins that's fully black, but the way you can tell the difference between a black Hawaiian and a black Katahdin is the Katahdins are going to be more muscular. Right. More meat. Yeah, where the black Hawaiians are going to be more slim body. So that's kind of how you can tell the difference between them. Okay. And then on the breed of goats we have nothing but Kikos. Now with that being said, which I know you knew a few years ago, you know, we brought in our original herd came from Australia. Yes, I remember. And whatnot. We have still grown our herd off that. Oh, really? Yes. And I remember that one video you had where we had that big Billy coming in at us. Yes. That was Blaze. Okay. He was one of our originals. We don't have Blaze no more, not because he died. Okay. He went off to a good farm, which he is actually allowed to come back, and the man that bought him is able to switch him out for another Billy. We do that with a lot of customers. They buy a Billy from us, they don't ever have to buy a Billy again. Really? They're able to bring that Billy back or ram and just trade him out for a new one. I love that. See, hey, if y'all in Georgia, go Farm Road. Now, I do want to ask a few questions as an aspiring breeder to get to your level someday, or at least half or something like that, a fraction of that. But like, what are some tips that you have for somebody who wants to have a successful breeding program with goats or sheep? What are some of the top tips that you would give? Well, if you want to get into the goats, and this is my personal experience, I know what works for me a lot of times will not work for somebody else. Right. So when we first got into the goats, we started with the typical boar goats or the Savannahs. And don't get me wrong, we have a few boars and Savannahs left, and that's just because they're excellent mamas, and they never got sick on us. And when I say a few, I mean there is one Savannah goat left out there. Oh wow! One Savannah goat. Cute, And then with the boars, let's see, there's Quad. There's only 3 boar goats, boar nanny goats left out there out of all the goats we have. Everybody else is just Kikos. So the reason why I have them left is because they never got sick on us. Gotcha. They have always been excellent moms. We have a boar goat out there named Quad. Okay. And why she is called Quad? Not because she gave birth to a set of quads. She had one baby that was hers. And 3 other babies just showed up that didn't have no mama, and she just claimed them. She raised all 4 of them. Wow. So she ended up with the name Quad. Okay, that's pretty cool. But with that being said, when we first got into the goat business, we did go with a lot of boars and goats. James had about 50 boars brought in from Africa, and they all... Oh, straight from Africa. Yeah. Wow. And they did not do good when he first brought them here. They all got sick. I mean, they probably did good that first 2 weeks or so, but then they started turning around getting sick. Vets couldn't figure out why they was getting sick. And me, I also had bought 2 boar billies and some nannies. And they did really good for a while. And then they also just randomly turned around and got sick. Wow. So like, what was the like sick with what? Was it just, you think it was the getting acclimated, or what do you think? Probably getting acclimated to the soil, because you know what's in the bacteria soil when you bring in a new animal, they're not used to that bacteria on the ground, so that can make them sick. And a lot of people don't realize that. Yeah. That's why one of our advices is not to try to buy a pregnant animal, because even though the mother has the antibodies in her, when the baby hits the ground, it does not. Oh, see, that's a good tip right there. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Oh, so you just learned something new. Yeah, I just learned something new. Yeah, absolutely. Wow, okay. All right. Well, yeah, that's a good tip right there. So that's a lot of problems that happen there. Also, too, the boars and savannas can't fight off the barbacoa worm as easily as a Kiko.
Oh, okay.
So, and that's one thing we do. The Kikos, we don't really deworm a whole lot. We don't deworm every 3 months.
I was going to ask about the deworm.
We don't deworm every 3 months. We don't deworm every 6 months. We deworm everybody once a year.
Okay.
And that can take up to 4 days to a week.
And so, like, what do you guys use for if you don't mind disclosing? What do you guys use? Do you do natural methods?
And panic gear.
Okay, cool.
That's all we use.
Okay. So let me ask you this: how long have you been breeding the goats and the sheep? Did you start with goats first, sheep first, and you know, just run me down on the history of, you know, you breeding and having this large program?
Well, really, I'll just tell you a full backstory.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's talk to the camera.
Well, he's sitting over there on the trailer. He won't come in here. He's camera shy, which is James. A lot of family and friends and customers know who James is.
Right.
And so actually about 7 years ago, I was working at Tractor Supply.
Okay.
And I joke around and tell people he stole me from Tractor Supply. But I was actually working at part-time at another little goat farm on the weekends, or when I wasn't at Tractor Supply, I'd help that little goat farm. So I learned most of my things from that farm already.
Okay.
Like how to deworm, how to identify worms, how to identify someone having an issue. You know, so I already knew a few little things there. Well, at my house where I was living, I was doing a little hobby for myself, raising silky chickens, ducks, mainly Pekin ducks, and rabbits.
Okay.
So I was doing my little hobby farm thing, doing that.
Right.
Well, James came in the store one day. I think he was buying like some kind of parts or something. I really don't remember a whole lot what he was buying that day. I just remember me and him talking because my mom came in and she was buying my rabbit food and whatnot, and he heard us over talking about the rabbits. And that's when he gave me a job offer.
Okay.
So and at first it was just going to be me raising a bunch of rabbits and every now and then helping him with the goats.
Right.
And then I left Tractor Supply because I got tired of the BS.
Yeah.
Working at Tractor Supply.
I got you.
So then I came full time here, working for him full time. And now I am here.
Oh.
And when I say here, I half own Goat Farm Road and half of these animals.
Oh, yours?
Yes.
That's amazing. That's an amazing story. And look, you got the experience, like you say, you were working at Tractor Supply, and you were, you know, working for a smaller farm.
Yeah,
so,
and I've only been doing this 7 years.
Right. And you got a lot of knowledge in those 7 years.
I have, and even though I've been doing this 7 years, and even though I did work at that other little goat farm for about 4 years,
right.
So that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years under me of working with small ruminant animals. I am still learning to this day of things.
See, and look, family, that's what I want to tell. First off, don't despise small beginnings, right? That's what I want to say to your story.
Because you're going to, you always have to start somewhere.
Absolutely.
Always.
And here's the thing, you never stop being a student.
No,
even myself, like, you know, I got a smaller homestead, but I got experience with certain things that I've had success, you know, with chickens or sheep and whatnot. But you're forever learning. It's always going to be something that throw you a curveball every now and then.
Yep.
Like, you always going to have something that just you stumped, and you got to go research, and you got to kind of like let it play out.
And a lot of things that I have learned was self-taught.
Okay.
Was very self-taught. So, like, for example, you have, like, say you have a little bottle baby that has the runs. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is try to back off on the milk.
Okay.
If that don't help backing off on the milk, add Pepto-Bismol to its milk.
Oh, see, I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm learning.
Self-taught.
Okay. Yeah,
That was self-taught.
and that comes from what? Trying stuff, right?
Trying stuff.
See?
And another thing that was self-taught too was Caro syrup.
Oh, Caro syrup.
So if you have a weak animal, most of the time you can't figure out what's going on. If you can just take some Caro syrup, rub it on their tongues or on their top gum line right here, usually that animal is right back up.
Is that like similar to like when you like say if you have a goat down or something like that, you have like a goat power punch you could buy like to give them that energy back?
Sort of
is
like
it kind
that.
of like that?
Yes. Because see, most of the time if you try the B12, the Nutri-Drench, Power Punch, whatever you want to call it, Red Cell, that don't work. I usually go to the Caro syrup, and that will help.
Yeah, because it's got a lot of sugar and stuff in it, so it's going to give them...
it kind of gives them
Yeah,
an
it's a jolt
boost.
of energy.
Yes.
Yeah, because I had a goat down one time, and I went and bought the power punch, and he was right back up. So that worked for me. But K-Roll syrup, I got that. So if you listening, you know, look, hey, this is some good information. And after this video premiere, I might put it members only after, you know, a certain amount of time, so that way only certain people can see it. But no, that's good information. You're giving out real good information.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things are just stuff taught. I mean, I've even learned how to read their teeth to tell how old they are. And see, I used to never know that.
Yeah. I seen that on, I still don't know how to do that, but yes, apparently, yes, you can look at their teeth and tell how old
and
they
when
are.
I mean, not like their back teeth. Don't put your fingers back there because they got some razor sharp teeth. You might be taking an ER.
Yeah.
They'd be like, yes, sir, I need some stitches. Well, what'd you do?
They chop down.
I had my finger in a goat's mouth.
Yeah, because they got to, they grazing, I mean, they're grazing all this stuff.
So the teeth that you want to look at is their bottom teeth right here. So usually if their teeth are really small, obviously babies. So then those first two teeth are coming up. That usually indicates they're 1 to 2 years old.
Okay. And
then the next 2 rows, 3 to 4, and then so on and so on.
Oh, so it's like every 2 years?
Basically.
Okay. Well, see, man, we learning stuff. This is amazing. But I do want to say I love this. Like, I love that you are helping out the environment, you know, whether you're grazing with the solar or here at the landfills, because like you said, they don't have to pay people to come out and cut this. Because, like, I mean,
no, and it's more environmental too, because you don't have to spray
like the pesticides and stuff.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, because their poop is fertile. That's what I was gonna say. Like, I'm seeing all their poop. It's literally fertilizing this whole area.
It is. And so this, for an example, during the winter months, when basically our slow months, when we can't graze the landfills or the solar sites because everything's already dead, we do contract grazing for residue grazing.
Okay.
Which you've seen before when we first met. We was out there in cornfields.
Oh.
Grazing that.
Okay.
Grazing peanut fields.
Really?
Grazing cotton fields.
Oh.
So we do that in the winter. Under contract grazing, and the farmers that we've done that for, when they go do soil samples, see what they need for the next year.
Right.
Every year they have to add less and less to the soil what they need.
See, this is what you call working smart. I love, like you said, like even in the winter months when they're not able to graze because it's not luscious, they can go and graze those cornfields and those
peanut
things.
fields, and, cotton fields.
This is farming smart. Like, you want to be able to be one with the environment, and it's a trade-off. So it's a win-win situation. Like I say, they getting food, y'all cutting on y'all food bill, but they fertilizing this. And sheep and goat manure. Matter of fact, I just found some sheep and goat manure from my first flock that was just curing for like 3 years. I didn't know it was right there.
Yeah.
So I'd have been scooping it up, putting it in my garden, but it's so healthy for the environment.
Yes, it is.
And you don't have to go and buy all those chemicals and stuff.
No.
All right, so man, what a day, what a beautiful day. You know, what an amazing operation they got going on here. But before we get out of here, man, you know, I always like to, you know, kind of give y'all some good information, free game or whatnot. So I want Abby, you know, Abby, if somebody is trying to get started in goat and sheep and they want to aspire to be where you're at, or even half or a fraction of the way that you're at right now, what are some beginner-friendly tips that they can start applying right now if they want to get into goat and sheep farming?
Well, if you don't have the goats and sheep already, and you have the land to put them on, and you want to start not real big, but you do want to kind of have enough to maintain whatever you're going to get started, whether it is for the meat or you are wanting to grow your herd to try to get to where I'm at.
Gotcha.
So, and if you've never done it before, my best option for you is to either start with 5 or 10.
Okay.
That way you're not overwhelmed in case things don't go well, because I hate to say it, goats are going to find a way to die.
Okay, yeah.
They are going to find a way, even the healthiest animal out there. And
right.
And I also hate to say it too, it's also going to be the ones you love the most. Your bottle babies, the ones you raised on the bottles. They're going to find a way to die. 1 minute, for example, a few months ago, I had a sheep I raised on a bottle, and this sheep slept in the bed with me for months.
Really?
Yes, I mean, she would go and climb in the bed, and she had her own pillow and everything. She'd lay there, and if I wouldn't come to bed right away, she'd sit on the edge of the bed and scream. You would think something was killing that poor lamb. But she would scream, so I came to bed, and she was probably 1.5 years old when she just randomly died. She was fine. She was out with the herd. I checked on them that afternoon, late afternoon. It was probably like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, because this was still winter time. I fed the dogs, got a head count, I can't really say a head count, but the ones I knew by heart. Seen them here, made sure everybody was good, checked the netting, made sure the netting was up, fed the dogs. See my pet sheep, she was rubbing her butt on a tree. She was fine, came to me, I offered her a handful of dog food.
Okay.
She was fine. That next morning, gone.
Wow, sorry to hear that.
And that happens. And most time you never know why that happens.
Right.
and it will hurt you, it will kill you on the inside,
Yeah.
but that's just part of it.
Part of
It really is.
Yeah. Part of life.
So,
Okay.
but back to saying that, going back, start small
Start small.
and slowly grow, because if you've never done this before, you got to learn somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I always tell y'all, start smart. Start small rather. Start smart too. But don't
Yeah, start small.
but don't bite off more than you can chew. Because like, let's just say you go out and say you want to get 50 head of sheep or goats,
and you've
never
raised them
done
before.
it. That is going to be so overwhelming for you. Like you said, some animals will just die. Some animals will get sick
won't
on
know
you.
why.
And you won't know why.
It's just livestock.
Yeah. And then you done went and invested all this money and spent all this money, and now you don't know what you're doing, so they're dying or this, that, and the third. So it's like, start small and grow in phases. When the last time I visited Abby, she was at close to 1,000, maybe 1,500 head, and now she's over 3,000 head. And that comes with time and experience.
And that's
Am I
only
right?
been, what, 3 years?
Yeah. But that comes with time and experience and growing in phases, growing gradually, and to the point to where you're comfortable enough to grow into what you're doing.
Yes.
So if you got anything else that you want to add, Abby?
So when you start growing and you get at a comfortable number, and you get your land more grown so you can contain more animals, and you want to get into the vegetation control management side of the farming instead of doing just the meat, or growing for yourself.
Right.
And you think, no, oh my gosh, these companies don't want to talk to me, or I can't get nowhere with these guys. The key I have learned, keep pushing to talk to somebody.
Persistence.
Be persistent.
Right.
Because they will eventually get to the point where they're, okay, either we're just going to block this person and not talk to them again because they're annoying, or they're going to be like, hey, this person is serious about what they do.
Absolutely.
Let's talk to this person. Let's hear them out.
Right.
And after about a few times of hearing them out and talking to them, and you can have enough, even if you don't have proof of what you're doing already, tell them, hey, I can get guidance from another person that's doing this that can back me up.
Absolutely.
That will help you get in if you've never done this before.
Okay.
Or if you have doing this for a while and you're trying to get a new contract with someone else that you haven't worked with before, like, hey, I got video proof of what I do.
Yeah.
I got pictures of what I do. I can, and if you have a website, send them that website, because that helps them too.
It's credibility.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anything you can provide proof, that will help you get in.
Okay.
And then, like I said, if you've never done this before and you can't get in, and if us, not just farmers, but us people that are doing the contract grazing now, if we can come together to back up each other, that will help not just me.
And build a
that will
network.
help, the next person down the road. You can just get a network, a good reputation going. You got it.
Yeah. That's good. That's very solid advice. You know what I'm saying? So, I know y'all got a earful today. Take that and ponder on it. And check out Abby at Goat Farm Road, her Facebook, her YouTube. I'll link it down below. Y'all make sure y'all go show some love over there, support her. She's gonna be growing. I'm telling you, like, I just see what she's doing, and she's about to get the content going. So definitely y'all check her out so you can learn as much as you can. Yeah,
but and you're about to see what the sheep are up to now, because this is just goats.
I know. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, there's a few sheep out here, but they're just pets. But you're getting ready to go see where the sheep are up to.
Yep. So more drone footage. So yeah, y'all will see all of that in the video, man. But you know what I always say before I let y'all go: if you give somebody the power to feed you, you're giving them the power to starve you. See you on the next video.